Hey everyone, today we're tackling a very big question, a topic that hits close to home for so many of us, which is why are you not getting interviews and what can you do about it? If you've been sending out applications after applications after applications with no response, trust me, you are not alone. This silence sometimes can be completely disheartening, leaving you to question your worth and capabilities. But often the issue is not with you, it's with certain oversights in your job search approach. In this video, we're diving into the top reasons you might not be getting interviews and more importantly, how you can turn the tide. Because understanding these hurdles is the first step towards overcoming them. Now, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel and kindly leave your thoughts and comments as well. With that out of the way, let's dive in. Reason number one, your resume doesn't stand out. Now, think of your resume as your personal advertisement. Your resume is your first point of connection with a recruiter or hiring manager. If it looks like everyone else's, it will not catch your employer's attention. Remember, sometimes these recruiters and hiring managers have hundreds and sometimes even thousands of resumes to review. You need to ensure your resume stands out, else it will be overlooked. So how can we fix this? You need to make your resume pop. Use a clean, organized layout that makes your resume easy to read. Avoid clutter, use bullet points to break up text, and ensure your headings are clear. Quantify your achievements. Start your resume with a brief summary or a brief profile that highlights your key achievements and skills. Make it engaging and specific to your career goals. Use a professional font, add professional certifications that you have and skills that you have. These are a few tips. If possible, have a professional resume writer refine your resume, and I promise you, you will not regret the investment. Reason number two, your resume does not contain keywords. Many companies use an application tracking system to filter resumes before a human even sees them. If your resume isn't formatted for these systems, it might get rejected no matter how qualified you are. ATS systems scan your resume for keywords and phrases that match the job description. If your resume lacks these or is formatted in a way that the ATS system cannot read, like using images or fancy fonts, it will not make it to the recruiter's desk, and that may be one of the reasons why you're not getting interviews. Now, how do I fix that? I heard you ask. The way to fix that is to ensure that you use ATS-friendly formats and fonts like Arial, Times New Roman, and avoid using tables or columns that might confuse the ATS. Include relevant keywords, look at the job description and use the same language in your resume. If they're looking for a project manager, make sure that phrase is in your resume. Keep it simple. Avoid graphics as much as you can, logos and other elements that an ATS system might not process correctly. And test your resume. Use online tools to check how ATS friendly your resume is. Some websites allow you to upload your resume and will give you feedback on its compatibility with ATS systems. Use a professional summary. This section can be a great place to include keywords and give a concise overview of your qualification. So reason number three, not tailoring your resume or cover letter to the specific job position you're applying for. Now, one size does not fit all when it comes to job applications. Using a generic resume or cover letter for every job application is a common mistake that unfortunately a lot of people still make, because employers can quickly tell if you send the same resume and cover letter to multiple jobs. This approach fails to address specific job requirements or demonstrate why you are a great fit for that particular role. It can come across as lacking effort or genuine interest in the position or the company. Now, how do I fix that, you may ask? You need to analyze the job description. Identify the key skills and experience that the employer is seeking. Make sure these are clearly reflected in your resume and cover letter. This is where you need to research the company, understand the company's culture, values, and what they are looking for in a candidate. Using this information to tailor your application Highlight relevant experiences in your resume, prioritize experiences and skills that are most relevant to the job. Use specific examples to show how your background makes you an ideal candidate for this role. I had a situation recently where we had a student of ours who was applying for a job, and he had to go back to experience he had over 10 years ago because it was relevant to the position, and he brought that experience forward and used it and finally secured that position. So please, if you need to dig deep to find areas of relevance within your profile for a particular role, then please leverage that. Use keywords, incorporate language and keywords from the job description. This not only shows that you have tailored your application, but it also helps with the automated tracking system or the ATS systems. Reason number 4, limited online presence. In today's digital world, having a strong online presence is crucial. Many employers and recruiters use the internet to find and assess potential candidates. So if you're invisible online or your profile does not showcase your professional capabilities, you might miss out on a truckload of opportunities. Employers often look for a well-maintained online profile to confirm your qualifications and get a sense of who you are beyond the resume. How do I fix that? Build a professional online profile, for example, a LinkedIn profile, with a professional photo, a comprehensive summary, your work history, skills, and endorsements. Make sure it aligns with your resume. Engage in your industry online, follow industry leaders, comment on discussions, and share relevant articles. This shows your active involvement and interest in your field. Use other social media wisely. Platforms like Twitter can be used to showcase your professional interest and insights. Please be mindful of what you share and retweet. Reason number 5, red flags in resume or your application. Now, your application and your resume are your first impressions. Certain elements can raise concerns for employers, acting as red flags. This can include gaps in employment, a history of short-term jobs, lack of clear career progression, or even typos and formatting errors. These issues can make employers hesitant to consider you for the role, fearing that these patterns might continue with you into the role. Now, how do you fix that? Please proofread your resume thoroughly. Typos and grammatical errors can be a significant red flag. This suggests the lack of attention to detail. So always proofread your resume and your application, or maybe even get someone else to review it for you. Proactively explain employment gaps. Be prepared to explain any gaps in your employment history, whether it's due to personal reasons, further education, or a career change. A brief explanation in your application or resume can alleviate any red flags or concerns that a recruiter or hiring manager may have. Also, ensure that you address frequent job changes. Ensure clarity in career progression. Be honest. Honesty is crucial. Misrepresenting your qualifications or experience can be a serious red flag and is likely to be discovered. Use a professional email address where possible, ideally one that includes your name. Please avoid nicknames or numbers that can seem unprofessional, like funkysteven007@gmail.com or sexysuzy@gmail.com. Please avoid those, and ensure that you're consistent across your documents. Ensure your resume, cover letter, and LinkedIn profile speak the same language, say the same thing about you, because they all represent you as an individual. Reason number 6, applying to the wrong jobs. Now, it's easy to fall into the trap of applying for just any job that seems remotely relevant. But this scattergun approach can often backfire, because when you apply for jobs that don't quite fit your skills or experience, it's more likely your application will be overlooked. This can lead to a demoralizing cycle of rejections, which can be discouraging and time-consuming. Now, imagine applying for a director position with entry-level experience. Obviously, that will not work. You're almost guaranteed not to get a response, except your last name is, say, Gates or Bezos or Zuckerberg or Musk, etc., which eventually and essentially means your mom or your dad owns the company. Now, how do I fix that, you may ask? You need to understand your strengths and your skills, understand what you can offer and what type of role will suit you best. Read the job description carefully Make sure you understand what the role involves and what the employer is looking for. These are crucial. Check if you meet at least the essential criteria. And please be realistic about your qualifications. Apply for jobs where you meet most of the qualifications, but don't be afraid to stretch a little bit for roles where you can realistically grow into the requirements. Align your application to the job. When you do apply, tailor your resume and cover letter to show clearly how your skills and experience are a good fit for the specific role. Reason number 7, lack of referrals. Now, believe it or not, referrals can significantly boost your chances of landing an interview. They act as a vote of confidence from someone within the company or industry. Without referrals, you're relying solely on your application to make an impression. This can be challenging sometimes, especially in a competitive job market. A referral not only adds weight to your application, but can also help your resume stand out and get noticed. I know some organizations where once a candidate is referred, they are guaranteed an interview. Now, how do I fix this, you may ask? You need to actively work on building a professional network. Connect with industry professionals, alumni from your college or university, or former colleagues. Attend industry events, webinars, and join professional groups online. You need to maintain relationships. Networking isn't just about meeting new people, it's about maintaining those relationships. Keep in touch with your contacts, whether it's through social media, emails, or meetups. You also need to ask for referrals. Don't be shy when it comes to asking for referrals. If someone knows your work ethic and your skills, they may be willing to refer you. Be polite and understand if they are not able to assist. I have a friend who has never gotten a job through applications, but always through referrals and through his network. So you need to build that network and get those referrals. The other way is you can leverage LinkedIn. So use LinkedIn to connect with people in your target companies or industries. Engage with their content, and once you establish a rapport, consider asking for a referral. Another way is to offer value. So networking is a two-way street. Offer help or advice to your connections when you can. This goodwill can often lead to others being more willing to help you when you need their help. So reason number 8, inadequate qualification. Now, applying for positions where your qualifications don't match the job requirements can often lead to your application being overlooked and rejected. Now, when your qualification does not align with the job requirements, employers might not consider you as a suitable candidate. This mismatch can result in frequent rejections, which is, to be honest, discouraging and could completely prolong your job search. Now, how do I fix that, you may ask? You need to target suitable roles. Focus on applying for jobs where your skills and experience closely match the job requirements. This will significantly increase your chances of getting noticed. You need to also upgrade your skills. In today's rapidly changing job market, continually upgrading your skills is crucial. Consider taking courses, workshops, or certifications that can bridge the gap in your qualification. You also need to highlight transferable skills. Emphasize skills that are transferable to the job you're applying for. For example, if you do have leadership, communication, and problem-solving skills that are valuable in many roles, then please do highlight those. Be open to entry-level or mid-level positions as well. If you're changing careers or industries, be open to positions that might be a step down but can serve as a stepping stone to gain relevant experience. Show willingness to learn. Express your eagerness to learn and adapt in your cover letter. Employers often value a candidate's potential and willingness to grow over perfect qualifications. If you're significantly lacking experience, internships or volunteer work in your desired field can be a great way to gain the relevant experience you need to demonstrate your commitment to the role. Reason number 9, not following up. So after submitting a job application, many candidates miss the opportunity to stand out by not following up with the employer. Now, not following up can make it seem like you're not genuinely interested in the role. In a sea of applicants and applications, those who show initiative and keen interest often catch the employer's attention. Please note that you cannot follow up on all applications, But if there are specific applications that you have a keen interest in or you strongly believe you're very qualified for, then please follow up on these ones. Now, how do I fix this, one may ask? Send a thank you email after applying. A brief, polite email thanking the employer for considering your application can completely set you apart. It shows professionalism. It also shows enthusiasm. Now, if you haven't heard back from the employer for a while, then please follow up. You can send them a polite email inquiring about the status of your application and reiterating your interest in the position. Keep it professional, keep it concise. Your follow-up should be professional and to the point. Respect the employer's time. You don't want to send 3 pages following up on a role. Also, avoid sounding desperate or pushy. I've had an instance in the past where an applicant literally gave me an ultimatum to respond to their interview or their application. Please don't do that. Use follow-ups to add value. If there has been a development in your professional life since your application, like a new qualification or a new project that you just completed, you can mention this in your follow-up emails or your follow-up messages. But if it's a development in your personal life, then trust me, the employer doesn't care, so don't mention that. Another pro tip, now I know this has nothing to do with applications, but I think this is important for you to know, is always make sure you follow up after interviews. Always send a thank you email after an interview. It's a chance for you to restate your interest and why you'll be a good fit for the role. Whenever I'm torn between 2 very good candidates for a role, the follow-up actions that they take make a world of difference and help tilt me in one direction or the other. Reason number 10, relying solely on job boards. Now, many job seekers limit their search to online job boards. Now, whilst these are extremely valuable, relying on them exclusively can narrow your job search opportunities. Job boards are just one piece of the job search puzzle. They can be highly competitive and may not feature all available opportunities, especially in certain industries or for high-level positions. Additionally, some companies prefer to hire through other channels like their websites as opposed to posting the job on job boards and job sites. Now, how do I fix this? This is where you need to leverage networking again. Networking is a key element of job searching. Connect with industry professionals, attend industry-specific events, and participate in relevant online forums or social media groups. Networking can often lead to learning about job openings before they are advertised. Utilize LinkedIn. Aside from being a networking tool, LinkedIn allows you to follow companies, join industry groups, and even apply for jobs directly. The other channel is reach out to companies directly. If there are companies you're particularly interested in, then visit their websites and look for career opportunities, and some companies only post job openings on their websites. Now, another channel is work with recruiters. Recruiters and hiring agencies can be extremely valuable allies. They often have access to job openings that are not advertised public and will never be advertised. Another way is to consider internships and volunteer opportunity, because that's a way through which you can showcase your skills to a potential employer or showcase your abilities to a potential employer. Reason number 11, not applying enough. Now, I always say to my students, it's a numbers game. Sometimes not getting interviews is simply because you're not applying for enough jobs. The job markets can be highly competitive and many factors influence whether you get an interview or not. Applying to a limited number of jobs significantly reduces your chances of being seen and considered. Now, how do I fix it, you may ask? Set application goals. Set a realistic goals for the number of applications you submit every day or every week. Now, this keeps you active and increases your chances of landing an interview. Create a job search schedule. Dedicate specific hours each day or each week to job searching and application submission. You need to treat it like a job itself. Now, you also need to broaden your search. While you should apply for jobs that match your skills and experience, also consider broadening your criteria slightly to include roles where you meet most of the qualifications. So if you meet 70% of the job requirements, then it's pretty much a good enough job for you to apply for. Now, use multiple job search methods. Don't rely only on job boards. Use networking, company career pages, recruitment agencies, and LinkedIn. Also, streamline the application process. Create a base resume and cover letter that you can quickly tailor for each job application, making the process more efficient. Have a way through which you track your application. Keep a log of where and when you've applied, including follow-up dates, etc. This helps in managing your applications and staying organized. I've had lots of instances where my students tell me, oh, they received a call from a company and they didn't know which company it was. They're preparing for an interview. They don't know which interview. They don't have the job description. You should try to avoid that as much as you can, please. And also stay positive and persistent. Remember, job hunting is like a marathon, not a sprint. It takes preparation, it takes patience, it takes persistence. And every no you get, every silence you get is a step closer to that jubilant yes. It's not just about the number of applications you send, but the heart and the strategy you put into each one of them. Remember, the right job for you is out there. By addressing these common issues, you're not just shouting into the void anymore, but you're sending out a clear, resonant message that is more likely to be heard. So keep your chin up, refine your approach with these tips, and step forward with renewed confidence. Your next interview invitation might be in your next email and might lead to the next job offer you get. Good luck.